Hey everybody, Daman Mehta here, and thanks for once again joining me on my journey as I go through my favorites list on fanfiction.net. Once again, just going through my favorites list, sorting them by publication date, reading them from oldest to newest, and seeing if they still deserve to be on my list after 13 plus years of reading them. So let's hop in. First one for this video is Persona 4 the Abridged version by Mr. Thumbsup. And this is basically the entire game condensed into like 1,500 words. It's a super reductionist take on it where it's like, it's meant to be humorous, but I didn't really laugh at all. So, I'm a pretty easy mark for comedy, and yeah, this is pretty much just not even stupid humor, it's not even like stupid. It was kind of like some bits were kind of like insults meant to be funny, and I don't know, I just didn't find it interesting or funny at all. So yeah, it's gonna fall off my list. Next is Come Alive by Golden Arms, and this takes place during the Forest of Death sequence for Naruto, and basically Gaara stumbles across the sound team, kills the two guys, and then tells Kin to make him come alive, and then Kin shows him a new way of coming alive. Yeah, it's a mildly funny pun, play on words. Goes into a scene that's a whole lot of implications and stuff, but yeah, it's okay. That's what it is. Mildly funny, but you could skip it if you want, and it's gonna fall off my list. Alright. Next is Visited by a Doctor by Tangerine-Alert. And this is Harry Potter crossover with Doctor Who. The first 12 or so chapters take place during the canon of Harry Potter, and it's basically the Doctor coming in, usually during the summers, in various incarnations and visiting him. Of course, some of the incarnations are out of order because, you're dealing with a time traveler, but we see it in Harry's chronological order. So we see as Harry grows up, he meets different versions of the Doctor and the Master, and he befriends them and learns stuff and gets some, advice from them. And then afterwards, we journey into Harry continuing to search for aliens and to save the world. Kind of like, basically it becomes a Doctor Who spin-off, like the Sarah Jane Chronicles, I think it was called, or something. Like, I feel like I'm saying the Sarah Connor Chronicles, like the Sarah Jane Mysteries or whatever, the one where, the robot dog and stuff. Like, her spin-off, or like Torchwood, it's Harry Potter Doctor Who spin-off. Which is fine. I found the situations to be really interesting. Granted, like, the main thing I really liked is all the interactions with Harry and the Doctor. I super enjoyed this story a lot. It's still being updated. Like, I think what was the last time it was updated was last month, and this is from 2009, so it's been still being updated over a decade later. So yeah, it's interesting, and it is a long story. This is over 800,000 words, so if you like either Doctor Who or Harry Potter, you probably enjoy this, so check it out, and it's going to stay on my list. More Harry Potter now with Ad Nauseam by Mignonette. And basically this is a time travel story where Harry tries to go back in time to fix stuff, and then to keep things fair, Voldemort also ends up going back in time, and then they're just repeating things over and over again. And this is a conversation they have when they meet in front of the Mirror of Erised during their 9th run through. It's a short conversation that's brings up a lot of entertaining implications. And the problem is those implications would have been way more interesting to see. This is very much a minor part in a larger comedic story, and the larger part would be much funnier than this. I wish I could read that, and sad that that's not going to happen. Okay, but otherwise you can pretty much skip this one as well, and it's going to fall off my list. Going back to Naruto now, we have Love Hinata by Tallman0029. And this is a fun little story that turns Naruto into a rom-com anime, complete with like the super dense, idiotic protagonist, the Emoto character that wants to do it, the cliche evil guy who wants to steal the main girl and everything. Like it's filled with all the tropes, but I loved and laughed at all of them. It's just enjoyable fluff. Like this is like not super serious for the most part. It's just really just funny, and even their romance and stuff is sorry. Oh jeez. Fuck. Throat. Okay. But yeah, the romance is super like childish, and like they're not even really thinking about much, and like again, they're all both still kids at this point. It's really funny. The gags are hilarious. I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, if you just want to see some cute little fluff going on, check this out. It's going to stay on my list. Now we turn to Evangelion with Ava's XLR by Xerxes. And this is basically, instead of Shinji living with his uncle, he ends up living with a real mecha pilot in the best city in one of the best cities in the world, Jersey City. Oh god, like I love Vegas XLR. It's super ridiculous mecha stuff. Jersey boy here, so I love the fact that it's by Jersey City. Yes, definitely did get some plus by me. That's literally the town next to where I live, where my hometown is. But yeah, the ridiculousness in here is gets injected into the Eva universe, and Shinji shows them the power of duct tape and all that stuff, and it's super love it. Wish there was more, but what's here is great, and it's gonna stay on my list. Alright, and finally for this video, we have Naruto Ultimate The Killing Joke by 26 Lord Pain. This is basically Naruto dies. In reality, he just gets amnesia and forgets who he is, but also looks completely different, so nobody recognizes him, and basically turns into the Joker. And then everyone else in the main cast starts devolving into copies of the Cape Crusaders villains, and Konoha just turns into Gotham. Some of these are interesting, where we see like Shikamaru turning into the Riddler with some Jigsaw thrown in, and that's fine, but like a bunch of the others just feel like, okay, we need Two-Face, so let's just give Neji all of a sudden, he just cares about luck now instead of fate and all that stuff, and he has that coin and stuff, and let's just do some scenes that are exactly from the Dark Knight and stuff like that. And that just feels forced and tedious, and that's the thing, like basically everybody turns, we get Harley Quinn, we get Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, all these people, and it's at its most interesting when it's like the Riddler and Shikamaru, where it's more like, yeah, we're turning him into this character, but it's their twist on it. It's Shikamaru Riddler, not Batman Forever Jim Carrey Riddler. You know, it's like, whereas when they just do some of the scenes from the movies beat by beat and just with the characters, I'm not a huge fan of it. They're not super interesting that way. So yeah, it's not finished, so it was more just a build-up of this huge cast of characters and stuff. Yeah, it's basically just a collection of villain origin stories. Pretty good, but nothing super amazing, and yeah, it's gonna fall off my list. So there we have it. 308 stories read, 160 kept on my list. Thank you so much for watching. If any of these stories are interesting to you, look, I have links in the description. Please leave a like if you like this video. If you want to stay up to date when I keep putting out these new videos, please subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.